Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. It so sucks, guys. Okay, let's go back. So, guys, we have some. Thank you so much for being patient with me. I need a producer. Anyway, I'm the Cologne Guy E, and this is Simply Put Sense, as you all know. I'm here live at Bergdorf Goodman, as I am every Wednesday at 6 p.m. from 6 to 7, talking about some of the best and worst fragrances on the market today. And my goal is to help you save time and money. So I am your guinea pig, so you don't have to smell crazy out here in these streets. Thank you so much for joining Catch My Whip. Thank you so much for joining Supply and Demand. I'm really, really grateful to have you all through, and others that are watching. Thank you guys so much for checking this video out. Today's video, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. We're going to be talking about a bunch of elixirs that were released this year and a little bit of last year. We're going to be really comparing 6 elixir fragrances from top designer brands. I have an elixir from Loewe. I have an elixir from Dior. I have an elixir from Ralph Lauren. I have an elixir from Boss, an elixir from Gaultier, and an elixir, excuse me, from Gucci. So we're going to be talking about some serious, serious, awesome fragrances, in my opinion. I think these are some of the best fragrances in terms of like releases of flankers that these brands have done. And a really, yeah, and I really stand behind that 100%. But like I was trying to get to, let's go. I have something for you guys. So we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. Okay, so you can hear me now, guys. So I have like a really interesting, I have a really interesting new, I have interesting news for you. One, I'm wearing Aventus today. Absolute Aventus, I should say. It is my scent of the day, and I have to tell you guys, I'm really, really excited to share with you my thoughts about Absolute Aventus. I've been wearing it literally the entire day. Um, I I can't wait to share my thoughts with you. I mean, you're probably like, come on with it, share it then, man. Come on. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, I like the fragrance. I'm gonna just let you know. I like the fragrance. I think the fragrance smells very, very attractive. It's very masculine. It's very Creed. you know? It does smell like what Creed it does smell Creed-ish. And one of the things I really do like about it also, it's a deeper experience than what you would normally expect from Creed. To me, Creed is like the house of fresh, the house of clean, you know. There's very little in Creed that's, I would say, a deep, warm fragrance. Even their warm fragrances like Spice and Woods, um, Royal Oud, Millesime, they're all fresh. They all have a freshness to them, no matter how spicy they are, no matter what they come with. However, the new Absolute Aventus, it's deep, it's thick. There's a freshness there, but it's a deep, thick freshness. You know, it's like a heavy fresh, right? Couple of things I noticed on my skin. This is not a strong fragrance. It's not. On my skin, this fragrance does not come across like what I would expect an absolute scent to be. You know, when I smell something that says absolute on it, I would expect it to be heavy, long lasting, strong. Okay. I've been wearing this fragrance for 4 hours, and at this moment, it's a more of a skin scent at this point. And that's not a horrible thing. I can still smell it. It's not gone. On some people's skin, by this time, a ventus would have evaporated by now, and you're not even smelling anything. Absolute Aventus, I can smell it, you know? It's just not as intense as I wished it was. But do I like the scent? Absolute. It smells really, really, really attractive. It's not as fresh as it was, as I was mentioning. I don't think I think they replaced the pineapple in Absolute Aventus, um, because I don't really get much pineapple at all. I do get a lot of fruitiness in the beginning, but it's a warmer, deeper fruitiness, not a fresher, brighter one. You know, it's almost like it's berry full, like it has like berries in it, like a plum or dark berry. But there's something in it in the beginning that does not come across anywhere near like the opening of the original Aventus. It actually has an opening that reminds me a little bit more of the Aventus Cologne in that fruitiness, not in the overall experience. But it is a very, very attractive masculine experience. What do I mean? You're gonna enjoy the way it smells. People are gonna enjoy how it smells. Does it smell exactly like the original or the Aventus Cologne? No, they are definitely clear differences between all three fragrances. I would say Absolute is probably the most unique of the three in terms of like the connections out of the three. This one is more of a standalone. It lasts a lot longer on clothing than it does on skin. On clothing, I've noticed it's fuller as it should be. Now, I've put my hands in my pockets today. I've had my hands, you know, I've washed them a couple of times, and I usually spray fragrances on the top of my hand when I'm testing them in public. When I'm wearing them, I like to wear them on the wrist, but when I'm testing fragrances, I like to wear them on the top of the hand. And it might have rubbed off a lot, you know, during the day, but I have to say, it's still there. It's still there, even though it's more of a remnant, a skin scent. I gotta tell you guys, I'm really into it. I think it smells great, and I'm definitely scheming on a bottle. I really want to spray it from the actual bottle. I basically got a tester, and part of the news that I wanted to offer to you all, if you would like a sample of Absolute Aventus, please email me, and I will send you samples with no issue, and you're not paying for that. You're not going to pay for samples from me ever, ever. As long as I'm working with Bergdorf, I'm gonna make sure that I take care of my audience, and you'll never have to pay for anything as far as like trying fragrances goes. Never. Okay. So I would love for you to let me know if you're interested in getting a bottle of Absolute Aventus or getting at least a sample so you can wear it, see how it lives on you, and test it out. I do want to also let you all know that the samples that I will be able to procure are going to be actually on the It's going to be on the lighter side. They're not going to be a ton of samples to offer. They're going to be just crazy. It's going to be insane. So if you would like your sample of Aventus Absolute, excuse me, Absolute Aventus, I would love for you all to email me at this email address and I will send you, oh crap, and I will send you a bottle, no problem. So this is going to be my email address. You can email me here, hit me up, chat, say what's up, what's on your brain, what I should be smelling, what I should do to make my lives better, what can I do to make my life better. If you have a really good recipe, like I don't care, you can hit me up for whatever reason and just share your thoughts with me. You know, I mean, don't randomly do crazy, you know what I'm saying? But you can always hit me up. But if you'd really, really like some great samples, especially of Ventus, please let me know because, well, Absolute Ventus, please let me know because I will be grabbing a nice little, I'll be grabbing a bunch of samples just to share with my audience and with my clients. So if you'd like a sample of Absolute Aventus among other fragrances like Stag from the Maker, because you know that Stag is seriously awesome, please, 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 please hit me up and make sure you hit me up at that email with your shipping address. You know, don't let me have to ask you for your shipping address when you're requesting a sample. You know, make sure you do it all at once, you know? And give me an idea of what your profile is, like what's your scent profile, and I'll add other things to it as well. So this way you can have some things to play with, you know, for free. That'll be expensive, but you're not paying for it, you know? So yeah, so that was my breaking news about the new Aventus fragrance, and now we're about to get into the meat of this particular video, the focus of this particular video. The focus of this video is about elixirs. Elixirs. Now, what are my thoughts about elixirs? I feel like elixirs are like they're like money grabs, guys. Absolute money grabs, you know? However, I do feel that they are really, really good money grabs. They smell excellent. They smell a lot better than some of the flankers before them, if I were to be honest. A lot of these elixirs, in my opinion, should have been how these fragrances smelled from the jump, in my opinion. But they slow walked it, slow walked it, slow walked it, you know, very, very Apple vibes, you know, Apple computer, you know, the way Apple does their thing. They, you know, every year they come out with a new something, but every year that new something is just an incremental change over what they did last something. You know what I mean? That's kind of like what these elixirs represent. Very, very much more like a Apple kind of setup, you know? Get you intoxicated, get you interested in the original releases, and then make their best effort at the fifth or fourth release while they've made money all up until then, you know? It's kind of messed up, kind of annoying that that's how the industry is doing its business. But it's also, it makes sense if you consider they need to make money, they need to do their thing. And so it kind of does make sense why brands do it. It's just annoying that they almost they almost are going to always disappoint you until they get to a fragrance with the word elixir in it. That's annoying. That's annoying. It's almost like why even buy an eau de toilette anymore? You know, because you know that eau de toilettes are going to be the least attractive of all of the fragrances that are about to come out. So it's almost like, you know what? Let me just like screw the eau de toilette, screw the eau de parfum or the parfum. I'm just gonna wait for the elixir and then call it a break. You know, call it a day. You know, um, that's kind of like how I'm feeling trained to think as a fragrance shopper, since these brands love to make their toilettes and parfums or the eau de parfums kind of mid, and then like to put their whole effort into these elixirs, you know, which kind of does make some sense also because these elixirs are expensive. So we're about to get into five elixirs and one elixir that I didn't even put in my title because it's not even released yet. It's not even on the market yet. And we're going to start with that one first. I want to share with you guys Loewe Essentia Elixir. Loewe, not Loewe. not Loewe at all. I thought it was Loewe. Actually, in America, we be like low. Low. That's kind of sad. It's Loewe, from what I'm told. It could be Loewe watch. But anyway, it's Loewe from what I'm told. And they came out with a fragrance called Essentia. And Essentia was one of their best selling fragrances. I really got to tell you, I really dig Loewe. I really, really dig Loewe. To me, Loewe, they have, they remind me of Comme des Garçons, of Hermes, of Chanel, um, Dior, brands that are Mm, I don't even like to put Dior in that group, but they are brands that have one singular nose handling all of their product and their fragrances, making or ensuring that their fragrance brand, their fragrances are, I guess you could say, cohesive with the freight, with the clothing and the brand itself. You know, really, a lot of these brands typically like to hire multiple perfumers, and multiple perfumers with multiple expressions usually means a non-cohesive collection of fragrances that could have been made for any brand, right? But Loewe has this in-house perfumer, and I really, really need to find out who she is because I honestly feel like they're excellent. They're absolutely excellent. And so the perfumer who makes Loewe fragrances. I really need to find out this woman. She is, I heard, absolutely brilliant. I don't know her name, but I know that they have an in-house female perfumer who has been doing their work since the like early 2000s. So anyway, Essentia by Loewe, honestly, the original, not this one, but the original Essentia from Loewe was a very, very masculine, manly, kind of like a fougere from like the 80s type of vibe. Like like you smelled like an expensive dude that smelled you smelled like an expensive classic man, you know, like a classically dressed and refined gentleman. Then they refined it. Then I guess you can. They say. I guess you could say they re-released it again, and Essentia then became a lot more Aventus-ish. Um, I guess you could say. Let me show you guys. So Loewe came out with Essentia and the Essentia pour homme. I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Okay, okay. The fragrance has been around for a very, very long time. I was just trying to find if there was a timetable for Essentia, but no. Anyway, so Essentia, the original, this guy, has been around since the late 70s or early 80s, if I'm not mistaken. And Essentia is a very, very beautiful fougere, very beautiful aromatic experience. So they reinvented it, and Essentia was made into, let's see, Loewe Essentia. And there we are. So then Loewe came out with this, which they came out 2018. This fragrance came out, the Eau de Parfum of Essentia, and it is literally the same fragrance. They just redid it, and they reinvented it. And a lot of people say it smells just like Aventus, and I have to say it really, it kind of does. It smells like Aventus without the pineapple. You know, It's a very, very beautiful scent, a very green take. And then this version, the Essentia Elixir, kind of smells like a really, like it does smell like a really good alternative to a Ventus. I cannot lie. Um, yeah, like I have to say it's shocking, you know. But this is really, really attractive, guys. Yes, it does smell like a Ventus, but as it's drying, it does go in its own direction. The elixir of Essentia is very, very attractive. A green, sexy, woody, mossy experience with citrus in the beginning. I know what some of you are already going to say. This is going to be like an expensive bottle of Club de Nuit, whatever, intense. It's not. When you smell this compared to that, you'll say, yeah, that could dupe this. But this smells so much more expensive. It just smells better. This fragrance has not been released yet, but you can get it again at Bergdorf Goodman. If you're interested in trying it, please let me know. You know my email. Just rewind if you haven't gotten it. But yeah, guys, this is Loewe Essentia. It's so attractive. Um, I'm actually really, really thinking about getting a bottle of it. And you can also get this fragrance under $200. It's not like it's a three, four, over $200 experience. It's very, very well priced. And I gotta tell you guys, I love this. It smells niche. Even though it's in a designer vibe, it's definitely smelling niche. It smells clean and soapy. It's very, very clean and soapy with a little bit of edge. It's like an edgy clean. Anyway, Loewe Essentia Elixir, guys. The elixir part needs to focus. Come on. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. You see that at the bottom? That says elixir. Consider this, guys. It's really, really, really on point. Very attractive. Men and women could wear it. It's definitely leaning more masculine. Um, and I've never talked about this next elixir on my channel, but you already know what it is. You already know, guys. We're talking about Sauvage Elixir. I've never talked about this fragrance on my YouTube channel ever because I got to a place where I just refused to talk about about Aventus. I refuse to talk about Sauvage. But this is the best Sauvage, period. It is literally the best Sauvage Dior has ever made. It is the Sauvage, in my opinion. The rest are irrelevant, obsolete, and not even worth trying anymore. This is the Sauvage to get if you're going to get that fragrance at this point, you know. I would get this. I don't own it because I own so many Sauvages, and at this point, they're air freshness, but I love it. This smells really, really good. I've always liked this fragrance. I just couldn't see myself getting a fourth Sauvage bottle, a fourth Sauvage. I have the Toilette, the Parfum, the Eau de Parfum. I just couldn't do the Elixir. I just would have felt like that guy with like iPhones for the last 4 years in a row. I just would have felt ridiculous. But this is literally the best one. I would have traded all my Sauvages to get this one. I would have given all three of them away for this bottle, literally. I would have traded every Sauvage for this one. This is the only one worthy of my time. It smells like a niche brand made Sauvage. That's what this smells like. And that's why it's good. And that's why it's on point. I hate the price point though. The price point is ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. But I really dig it because they made it interesting enough to make it worthy of owning, even if you had one of the others. This is literally the Sauvage for the grown up. This is the Sauvage for the man that's that makes money, you know, or the woman that wants to smell like money, you know. This is money Sauvage, you know. The best Sauvage they made. I don't know why the others exist after this came out. I would have just the only one that would have existed after this one is the Toilette. I would have literally discontinued the Parfum, the Eau de Parfum once this dropped. Like this fragrance is just, it's just ridiculous. Absolutely beautiful. I just can't pull the trigger on it. But do I enjoy it? Do I think it's an amazing fragrance? Do I think it's like the best Sauvage from Dior? Yes, yes, and yes. Is it probably in the top three of the elixirs that I'm about to share with you today? Yes. Would I prioritize it over the elixirs I'm about to share with you today? I would. This would be my second favorite of the elixirs without question. I just won't buy it because, you know, I already own too many Sauvages and yeah, but this is good shit. Good stuff. Really, really, really good stuff. Shockingly, you know, and I know a lot of people are just tired of Sauvage, and for good reason. The fragrance is just so overdone, but man, that Sauvage elixir, that's sick. That could definitely get the lady. Okay, Rouse Club Elixir. Rouse Club Elixir on paper smells so good. When I smelt this in the store, I was like, bag it. Just throw it in a bag. I didn't even try it on skin, which is stupid, I know, but I was going to buy it anyway because I just wanted to make sure. But it's stupid. Why did I buy this blindly? Ridiculous. I just smelled it on paper, but never put it on my skin. A really bad thing. On paper, it smells spicy, sexy, interesting, right? Huh. But on skin, guys, on skin, guys, this fragrance was Zara. Very expensive Zara, but Zara. I mean, this is probably the most basic elixir on today's video. Do I hate it? No, because it smells very attractive, very clean, smells like Ralph Lauren, you know, has a little bit of a chemical vibe that I'm not a fan of on skin, but it goes away really fast, you know. It's a better release than the other Rouse Clubs, which I absolutely ignored. Wouldn't even consider them because I wasn't a fan. This is actually very, very attractive. It's just very, very expensive Zara, though. That's the only thing I don't like about it. When I smelled it, it reminded me of Zara fragrances. And when you're like $150 plus, you shouldn't smell like something that I could get for 40, in my opinion. But I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like this was kind of like it smells really good, guys, on paper, but you will get this on your skin and it'll smell a lot better on paper than it would on paper it smells expensive, on my skin it smells cheap. That's the annoying part. And it could be just my skin. It could be my whack skin. But I don't think so, guys. Like I really, really yeah, I don't think it's my skin. It smells good, and I shouldn't destroy it too bad. It smells good. It's attractive. People enjoy it. It doesn't get a lot of hate, not even a lot of dislikes. But in my opinion, it just smells so simple. And it reminds me of so many fragrances also. So it's probably out of all of these elixirs, this is probably the most, no, the second most designer of everything that I'm about to talk to you all about today. It's going to be a great option for a guy that doesn't like wear a lot of fragrances and wants that one fragrance that you can wear for any reason. I would wear this if I was that dude. If I was that one dude that liked to wear one fragrance every single day, and not think about what to put on, this could be that fragrance for that guy because it does work. And you can literally wear this 4 out of 4 seasons. It's a great fragrance to wear all year. Like this could be that one fragrance you just spray forever, right? But if you're somebody who wants to smell exclusive, if you're someone who wants to smell like a boss, this isn't a boss fragrance. This isn't a man's like money making fragrance. This isn't like that fragrance I would wear to a meeting full of people that I want to impress. Mm-mm. This would be that fragrance I would wear to run an errand, to do something easy breezy where I'm not like trying to smell crazy, but still trying to smell attractive. Like this could be a great date fragrance for gentlemen if you're trying to go out with that woman that's, you don't know what kind of style she's into. You don't know what her favorite scents are. This could be that easy breezy fragrance. You're just going to smell awesome to her. Typically, I doubt a lot of women will smell this on a guy, depending on that dude, and think, oh, he smells bad. This is just, unless she's like a niche snob, she's not going to think that. This is really good. Cardamom, grapefruit, green mandarin, orris, lavender, sage, geranium, frankincense, leather, patchouli, fir balsam. It's green, it's clean, it's refreshing, but it's also very, very easy. But I like it. I gotta say, I like it. It's expensive Zara, but it's good. It's really, really, really good in my opinion. I would definitely consider. I would definitely consider that one if I would definitely consider Rouse Club Elixir. It is on point. It is definitely on point. It smells great. You're not going to smell expensive. You're not going to smell niche, but you're going to smell good. Really good. Now, to the next one, guys. Gucci Guilty Elixir de Parfum. Gucci Guilty Elixir, guys. Eh, eh, eh. Um, the Gucci Guilty Elixir. I mean, to me, this is the best Gucci Guilty. I would buy this over all the other Gucci Guilties without even hesitating, you know. Um, but it's my least favorite elixir. Oh no, 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 no. Excuse that. Excuse that. On this list of 6 elixirs, this would probably be my number fifth on that list of 6. So this is my second least favorite of the group of 6 elixirs that I'm sharing with you all today. I like it better than all the Gucci's, but to me, this is very, very kiddie. This is very young guy smelling a lot better than his friends, you know, who wears Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel or Y or whatever. Myself. This is a step up from that for sure. This is better to me than Myself by YSL. But I don't know. I just feel like this is so synthetic. It's a lot of benzoin. So this fragrance features a ton of benzoin, orange blossom, nutmeg, pimento seeds, orange blossom, orris, osmanthus, ambroxan, benzoin, vanilla, and patchouli. But what I'm smelling more than anything is benzoin. It's like a benzoin bomb. It smells good. It's very, very attractive. But I'm not a fan because let's put it like this. It's not that I'm not a fan. I would not prioritize buying this over what I've showed you, only because it's like 1 foot in basic, 1 foot in nice and good and attractive. So it's like basic and attractive at the same time. For some people, this will be a perfect option because it's like it's very easy breezy. It's not trying too hard. A lot of men would like it. It's attractive. I just don't feel it because it's very, very, very chemically. And I'm not a fan of chemical forward fragrances, and that's why this one it doesn't really do it for me. Doesn't really, really do it for me at all. Um, oh boy, I was just like womp womp womp. Really, really, really. You know what's crazy? When I first saw this in the store, I thought Gucci Envy was remade. I was like, yo, did they remake Gucci Envy? Let me find out. And then it was Gucci Guilty. Elixir. Oh boy, the bottle is just really green. I know you can't see that because of my blue screen, but it's a very, very green bottle. And I was really excited for nothing. I'm not gonna lie. I was just so excited. I was like, "Oh, come on!" I was like, I thought once I saw Elixir, I thought it was Envy. Ah, guys, I literally lost my mind when I first saw the bottle. But then when I smelled the fragrance, I was like, "Yeah, that ain't no Envy." Nice, but very, 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 very synthetic. And that's why I'm not into it. Um, Le Mal. Le Mal Elixir by Gautier, guys. Uh, let's let's get into this. I really don't like this. It's not that I don't like it. It smells attractive. I just would never buy this if I could do it over. This smells like me about 15 years ago, 10 years ago. This is my younger, kiddier self. And I don't hate it. I just don't love it. And I can't imagine a moment where I would put this on over most of the fragrances that I own. This would never be one of those fragrances that I would have to spray before I leave the house. I just can't see it. Why is that? It smells like so many fragrances to me. I would wear Lamal, I would wear Ultramall over this. Even though Ultramall has been copied, for instance, by Zara, for instance, about like 1,000 times already. But Ultramall smells so much more attractive to me than this. Elixirs are supposed to be the grown-up and sexy versions of that fragrance, right? Of that line of fragrance. Like each one of these fragrances that I've mentioned, probably other than this, were grown and sexy alternatives to their original options. This is not grown and sexy. The original Lamal is way more grown up than this. Ultra Mall is more grown up than this, in my opinion. This smells again very chemical, very sweet, very basic, very generic, very Marshalls, very Target. This is high school. It's high school, guys. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I wouldn't buy this if I could buy it over again. I'm so glad I got the smallest bottle they make because I am not a fan. I'm really, really not a fan. And I tried really hard to get into it, guys, but I bought this fragrance years ago and it was called Polo Red. I bought this fragrance years ago and it was called um, Boss Bottle Parfum Intense. It smells like everything. It smells like it smells like a fragrance section in a store. It smells like Macy's. That's what this smells like. Macy's. And that's why I don't like it. It's not, there's nothing in this that's edgy, interesting, or even remotely cool, you know? This is for guys that don't want to say much with their scent. They just want to smell like stuff. But this says nothing, absolutely nothing. And it's going to get a ton of love, I'm sure, on Fragrantica. Let's go. Fragrantica probably is already making me like look crazy because I'm sure on Fragrantica, this fragrance gets a ton of love. I'm positive. I'm very positive. I haven't checked. Let's go check. Let's go check right now. But I have a feeling. I have a feeling. Look at that. Look at that. 4.55 with 2,354 votes. Do you know how many of those had to be 5 out of 5 for this to get a rating that high with that many voters? Over 1,500 people clearly think that this is a 5 out of 5 fragrance, a perfect fragrance. And what do I think about that? Crazy to me. Everyone's nose is different. We all experience fragrance in a very different way. And I'm not like the end all and be all. Like my taste isn't like the best on the planet. But I have to tell you guys, it makes no sense that this is close to a 5. I'm sorry. This is not a perfect fragrance. This is not even a great elixir, comparatively speaking, among the elixirs, the elixirs that I just made mention to you. There's no way. Like I'm blown away that this fragrance gets so much love. Quinton Biche made this. Quinton Biche, the perfumer, is literally killing. Like this guy right here, he's making everything people want. He is like the new Alberto Morillas and just taking over the perfume world as far as perfumers go. But this is crap to me. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't hate it. I don't. It smells good. It smells good. Is it worth your money good though? No. Is it worth its price? No. Is it an attractive Le Male compared to all the Le Males? I mean, they've done probably 100 Le Males by now, close to it if not. Is this better than all of the rest? I don't think so. So I just feel like this fragrance has been done so many times to find that this is the elixir for Le Male just makes me feel sad, you know? It's like, come on, guys. Y'all could have done so much better than this. I think also a reason why people love it is because it lasts. It is decently long lasting. Um, and it has good, strong projection. It fills up a room. I think a lot of people will smell this on someone and think it smells good on them, tell them they smell good, and then they think it's the best smelling fragrance they own. Guys, no. No, no, no. It smells like so many things and nothing great. It's good, but it's not great. And if you're going to spend for designer perfumes at this price point, it should be a great scent. And this is just not. So if I were you, I would definitely try it, smell it, see if you love it. But for me, it was a dud, absolute dud. I was so disappointed. I was when I got it, I sprayed it. I was like, "Oh, that smells good." And then I smelled this Boss bottled elixir. And after I bought Lamar, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back and exchange it because I like the way this smells on paper more. However, because I'm a retail person, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna eat it and talk about it. Yeah. So I ate this fragrance. I didn't return it because I hate to return things when it comes to buying fragrance. Um, in the retail world, I know what that's like, and it's no fun to have a fragrance returned when you sold it. So I bought this and I bought this. But guys, this, this is sick stuff. This right here is an amazing elixir. And probably after Sauvage, my favorite smelling elixir. And And probably out of this entire list of fragrances, this is the elixir that I would buy first and foremost. This would be my first elixir purchase out of the six that I've shared with you today. And the reason being, this is amazing. Okay, why do I love this so much? It's smoky, it's incensey, it's expensive smelling. There's nothing about this that smells generic. It's not doing anything that's been done in the context of designer perfumery. It's not following a trend. It's resonance. It is, oh my gosh, this is really guys, Boss Bottle Elixir. Whoa. Whoa. And when I bought this, I was like, when I smelled it, I was like, wait a minute. I get a little bit of Boss Bottle Intense Parfum in this. There's a little bit of that DNA in this fragrance. But the way they were able to make this fragrance, like, I think this is insanely good. Check this out. Now, this fragrance, only 234 people voted on it, and it's got a 4.3. To me, this makes this smell cheap. This smells like the man with money. This smells like his son. I'm gonna just put it like that. This smells like the man making a good living. This is the man doing well. This is the man living it up. This is the man going places. This is the man getting his homework done. You get me? That's the difference between these two fragrances. My kitty self, my man self. This right here is a boss in a bottle for real. And I love the scent of this fragrance. I was shocked. First of all, Anique Minardo made this, and I shouldn't be shocked because she's a genius. Anique Minardo made some of the most amazing perfumes of all time. This fragrance is so beautiful. Frankincense, cardamom, patchouli, vetiver, labdanum, cedar. It's so damn good. It has good longevity, good sillage. Out of all the fragrances that I'm talking about in this list, this is the one that doesn't make me think of something else. This is the one that doesn't make me think of another fragrance brand. I really dig this, guys. This could easily be like, honestly, this could be niche. This could be niche. It's not exactly niche quality. It's nowhere near niche quality, I'm gonna be honest with you. But the profile of the scent itself is entry level niche. Parfum de Marly could have put this out and it would have done very well. Mind Games could have put this out. It would have done really well. Ex Nihilo could have put this out. It would have done really, really well for them. I see a lot of what I like to describe as like entry level niche brands that could make this fragrance and it do really well for them. So the fact that Boss came out with a fragrance that doesn't smell like every other scent on the market, every other elixir, every other men's cologne that smells like shower sheets or dryer sheets or shower gel. This is not a shower gel in a bottle fragrance whatsoever. And that's one of the reasons why I love it so much. Boss put their foot in this bottle. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know. I don't know why they okayed this. It's definitely not going to be the more commercial. This is not going to be commercial compared to this. This is going to sell out a lot more than this. And that's sad. That's really, really sad to me. Most people are going to say yes, eh. Whereas this is the yes, and this is the eh. But, it's just my opinion. Everyone's taste is different. I'm not saying my taste is better than others, and everyone has crap taste. That's why they like this. Well, that is kind of what I'm saying. Most people just have bad taste in fragrance. They don't watch Simply Put Sense like you all do, so they don't know any better. But it's just really sad to me. Oh, you know what? Interestingly enough, the other fragrance to me that is, and it's funny, it's on the same page. The other fragrance to me that could be like one of those dark, impressive fragrances is literally on the same page. Fragrantica just like boom. This right here, Gucci Guilty Eau de Parfum, Reserve Privé by Givenchy. It is insanely beautiful. One of the best releases over the last couple of years. Um, Without question, just a beautiful, boozy, warm, beautiful experience. I love it. Kind of, it's like the Givenchy. It's like kind of like in the world of it's kind of in the world of Tuxedo by YSL, but in a designer presentation, and it is excellent. To me, this is like kind of like piggybacking off of the Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé vibe, and taking it into a more smoky, very, very incensey direction. It's absolutely beautiful. It smells like an expensive man, and it makes sense that it would be called Boss Bottled Elixir. This is probably my favorite elixir of everything I've showed you today. If I had to rank them, I would say this is absolutely number one. This is absolutely number two. Number three would probably be Essentia Elixir by Loewe. Number four, my Ralph's Club Elixir. Number five, Gucci Guilty Elixir. And it could literally be tied, but number six, Lamal Elixir. I swear, this is like that. This is like, it's hard to say. This is like that. Everybody sees her as beautiful, but I don't get it. I just don't see her like everyone else sees her. This is not it, you know? Um, but a lot of people do like it, and I see why they like it. I just don't get how you could prioritize it over the other awesome options on the market today. Ah, I just, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I swear I'm so bad. Oh boy. Okay, nothing broke. That's the important thing. Anyway, oh boy. Guys, I'm curious. What is your favorite elixirs on the market at the moment? I'm really, really curious. What are your favorite elixirs out there? Do you love the Gucci Guilty elixirs? Did you smell any of the elixirs recently? Have you smelled the Boss Bottle elixir yet? I mean, I'm blown away by them. So anyway, let me check it out. You're not liking Lamal is cool. I smelled it at Macy's. It smelled good, but was a swirl of so many other things. What's important is you're not tearing down anyone that likes it. Bro, I I am, I beat people up. Don't get me wrong. I beat people up all the time. And the reason why I beat people up is because I feel like people make choices about fragrances without thinking. They let everyone make their choices for them. So it's not that I think, like, I'm not beating up people with their choices. It's more of like, yeah, I kind of do beat people up though. I'm not going to lie, I do. But I'm not judging. I'm more of like trying to help people grow and their expectations, because if more people held higher standards for the fragrances that they would wear or buy, the market would have a lot better options to choose from. We wouldn't be choosing among stuff like this if more people bought stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? But the reason is more people don't go with things like this because stuff like this gets all the attention. It kind of reminds me of like it's like that in the world of it's like that in the world of creativity right now. Things that are very, very thoughtful, artistic, don't get as much love as things that are very flashy and very, very like lowbrow or very low end, low energy. Low energy stuff gets so much love than high vibration stuff, and that is so weird to me. You know, um, the lowest common denominators tend to get a lot more love than they would have in the past. You know, that also kind of bugs me out. But most people just don't take the time to grow their taste and expand their taste. They stick within a very narrow box and they stay there. The sense that I used to love back in the day, I don't have the same love for them. I appreciate them, but my tastes have shifted. as they should and as yours will, you know? And my whole suggestion is allow yourself to shift, allow those things to happen naturally. Don't always try to lock your taste into a box and a narrow box at that. But yeah, I am a little bit judgmental when it comes to perfume, but I'm not a snob because I wear fragrances from Zara with pride, you know? And honestly, Zara's ruining everything for me because I've smelled so many things from them that every other brand is starting to smell like them to me. But in reality, it's the other way around. Zara is trying to smell like what's on the market right now, and they're doing an amazing job doing it at a really, really cheap price. So when I smell brands that are smelling, that are creating fragrances that remind me of what Zara is doing, it really, really makes me look side eye at the entire fragrance world, you know? And one of the reasons why I've stepped up my vibe is because I'm tired of what they're doing. Those designer brands, they're just really not trying anymore. They're not even giving us a thoughtful option, and that's annoying. But to me, Boss, they gave us something interesting. They gave us something thoughtful. I wish more people would pay attention to this than this. But, you know, that's what it is. More people are always going to go with Drake over the Kendrick Lamars. That's just how life is, you know. We're a world that opens our arms for the Drakes, and we're the type of world who kind of like shuts down when it comes to the Kendricks. But the Kendrick Lamars elevate us, make us better. The Drake stuff just keeps us slow, keeps us basic, keep us common, you know, minded and smelling. Yeah. I'm curious what you guys are thinking. What you guys are what are your thoughts regarding the elixirs, you know? And I appreciate you catch my whiff. Helping people grow versus making them feel like crap for their taste. Bro, that I you know what? When a person watches my videos and I'm judging something that they love, it is not a knock on what they love. It's not a knock on them personally, you know. It's not a knock on them personally at all. Like this is a channel for fragrance lovers, right? Not people who are starting off their fragrance journey. And so what I want to focus on is things that allow you all to smell more interesting and unique. But there are some really, really awesome fragrances out there for people who, I mean, if you want to, like I said, this is a fragrance, this is an on ramp for a lot of people. This fragrance is an on ramp for a lot of people. This would have been the scent that I would have worn like when I was younger going to clubs. This is a club and fragrance. This is a fragrance to be in a in a environment with other people who are drinking who don't really care what you smell like. Oh my God. You see, stuff like that. Like I'm very sarcastic. Like I really rip a fragrance to shreds, but in a way that's kind of like I'm really really keeping it light. And at the end of the day, I used to be that person who wore the most basic fragrances. I am that guy who wears basic fragrances today. You know, there's a lot of basic fragrances that I enjoy and I love. You know, um, but this ain't it. This is definitely it. Um, so yeah, and damn, I can't believe I just dropped all those bottles. Okay, I don't smell anything, so nothing broke. Um, but anyway, yeah. I'm really excited for you all to smell Boss Bottle Elixir. I think if you smell that fragrances, I think if you smell that fragrance, you'll get it. I think if you smell that and this, you'll get which is best. And I honestly feel like, pardon me, I honestly feel like, oh, this is a shame. I scratched up my bottle. Aw, sucks. I like this bottle. And I think this is good too. It just smells a little simple, you know? But I think it's a good simple. I think this is a really, to me, this is a better on ramp from like your basic guy self to smelling like more expensive and more interesting, even though you want one foot in that realm of commercial. Like this is commercial, but with some character, right? This is just commercial. This is just, there's nothing here. And this ain't because your taste is bad, it's because everyone tells you it's good, so you go out and get it. But a lot of people say a lot of things about a lot of things that ain't true. So, yeah. Oh no. Let's see. So what are the scents that you guys are talking? What are the scents that you guys are into? What are you wearing? What are you loving? That Aventus Absolute, well, excuse me, the Absolute Aventus, I like it, but it's light, light. I wished it was stronger, especially with the name Absolute. Gosh, it stays on clothes though. Like I smell it on my sleeve, but I don't smell it on my skin. Oh well, I'll just spray my sleeves, right? That's just what'll have to happen. It'll get on my sleeves, but it smells good. It really smells good. It really smells good. Um, Rouse, Rouse Club Elixir. Best fragrance for blue collar money makers. Blue collar money makers. Oh man, Eugene, bro. Oh my goodness, brother. There are a lot of really awesome fragrances that you do not have to spend a ton of money on that will allow you to smell amazing, brother. Um, just to answer your question, consider this, you know, consider it. Um, when this fragrance launches, consider it. This is a really great fragrance. This is a really great fragrance for people who want to smell expensive but don't want to spend over $200 for the pleasure of smelling expensive, you know? And honestly, brother, $50 every pay period, put $50 aside every 2 weeks, and in 2 months, you have the fragrance you want. You know, I'm all about budgeting to get the things that I'm enjoying, that I enjoy. You know, if I will put money aside to get scents that I enjoy because I'm on a budget when it comes to perfume. Because if not, I will run amok. So I have to give myself like parameters and guidelines or barriers, you know, basically, so that I don't buy everything that I love because I love a lot. I love a lot of stuff. I like a lot more than I need to. And I will buy a fragrance if I like it, not if I love it, you know. So that's my issue. So I have to like kind of like narrow things down, you know. So I would definitely suggest to do the same. John Awad, the only perfume reviewer worth watching. Wow. Thank you so much for that. That's a huge compliment, brother. I really am grateful for you. And for every one of you all who are checking out this video and leaving your comment in the comment section. I'm really grateful. What's going on, Jordan? Thank you so much for coming through, fam. Carl, you gotta check it out, bro. I really think you would like it. It just smells very good, guy. It smells like it just smells shockingly expensive. It smells really expensive, and it definitely gives you that Boss Bottle DNA, but with a lot more smoky, incensey resonance. Yeah, you gotta try it, guys. You gotta try it. Get your nose. Go to a Macy's. This is in Macy's, guys. Get your nose on this right here. Oh my God. And then of course come to Bergdorf Goodman and smell this one right here. This Essentia Elixir, guys. This is some good stuff right here too. Essentia Elixir by Loewe. I'm gonna have my homegirl Tannis come through. She's the counter manager for Loewe. I'm just trying to plan something. I'm trying to make it all work for the schedules, but she's gonna come through and share with us her favorite Loewe fragrances, a little bit of a background on the brand. I'm so excited to do that. Um, but yeah, I think you're gonna really dig this too. Um, the Essentia Elixir is nasty. It's nasty. But this one, I will stand by this. This is probably the best elixir on the market right now. I don't see any fragrance brand's elixir kicking this ass. Not one. Sauvage is better in terms of the way it. I love Sauvage Elixir. I'm not gonna lie. I won't buy that fragrance. I refuse to own it. I refuse to buy it, but I love the way it smells. And I would definitely suggest it if a guy has never owned a Sauvage fragrance. That is the only one worth having now that it's out. But other than that, this right here, this right here, and I would probably go with this over that because this doesn't smell like anything people know. People already know that scent. Sauvage smells like everybody's ex, you know? So, anyway, guys, I am really, really, really grateful for you all. Ooh, I would suggest and the Mule Meester, the Mule Meester. Ooh, A Parfum. It's her first perfume and it's really good vintage. Carl, you got me, bro. You got me curious, bro. I'm gonna be on Fragrantica like, wow, better than Sauvage Elixir. I think so. I really think so. I would buy this over Sauvage Elixir. I really would. Fragrantica reviewers state that Boss Bottle Elixir opens like Coca-Cola and reminds them of Mancera tobacco, red tobacco. Loosely, yes. They're not twins. But the fact that someone says this reminds them of a Mancera fragrance is absolutely a huge compliment to this fragrance, because it's designer. It's not supposed to do niche things, right? But this is doing niche things. I'm really into it. I don't know about the Coca-Cola though. That seems a little. I get if you really, really like stretch your mind and if you really, really searched for it, you could find that Coca-Cola vibe. But nah, I get more resonance and incense. I blind bought both Hugo Boss, just different from Marshalls, and it's surprisingly good. I think Boss is just a brand that I have some trust that that I have some trust that they try. Hmm. Well, I like some of Boss. I don't really like a bunch of Boss fragrances. I'm gonna be honest with you. Boss is not like even amongst my favorite brands. Not even in the top 10, to be honest. Um, if I were to choose, like, if I would, Boss would be way down the list in terms of way down the list in terms of my favorite designer brands. But I feel like this is one of the best designer fragrances launched this year by a wide margin. By a wide margin. It doesn't smell basic. It doesn't smell designer. It just doesn't. It smells niche. I would honestly, I would be if a brand, if you told me that Fuea made this, no, that's definitely not true. If you told me Ex Nihilo made this, I would not be shocked. If you told me Parfum de Marley made this, I would not be shocked. If you told me Mancera made this, I'd not be shocked. Bottom line, guys, this should not be a Boss fragrance. Boss did their thing. They really went hard. And I feel like this is one of the most thoughtful. This is what we should be getting as a fragrance, as a fragrance community. This is what the fragrance world should be making for people who love perfume. And they don't. Which is why this is like I'm so blown away by it because fragrances like this are so rare in the designer world. It's just not trying to be everyone's best friend. This fragrance is not trying to be everyone's best friend. This fragrance is a slut. You know the difference? This fragrance, they don't sit at every table. This fragrance sits at every table, on every lap. Yeah. This is Lauren Boebert right here. Anyway, guys, Boss isn't my top brand either. I just happen to like all of the few that I have. I mean, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I have three Boss fragrances, all three I would definitely buy again. although one or two of them I can't because they've been discontinued. But yeah, I would definitely say this is this is a must try. A must try. The only must try elixir that I would say you should definitely get your nose on. This one coming second, and this one coming in third. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I really had an awesome time chatting with you all. I can't wait to all smell Aventus Elixir. Again, if you want a sample of Aventus, Absolute Aventus, please hit me up. I will make sure to get you a sample ASAP. I'm only going to have a very small amount of samples to offer my clients, so I'm definitely going to do first come, first serve. So if you would like your sample of Absolute Aventus before most people even know the bottle is out, before the bottle even comes out, just let me know and I'll make sure you get that ASAP. And I am again very grateful for you all. Come through next Wednesday. I really look forward to seeing you all there. We're gonna have a really fun video next week. Hopefully we'll have a nice guest. We'll see. Um, Speaking, have you smelled anything from Oman Luxury? Everything is super opulent. I have not. Thank you for putting me on, Rob. I have not. I have not. Um, Oman Luxury is definitely a brand that I've heard of, but not tried. So appreciate you for mentioning it so that I focus on that. And that N Dumulistmeister, a perfume, Carl. I'm definitely going to check that one out. Um, Two X-rays. I love Amarage Reflection 45, Nasamato Pardon. Absolutely. Reflection 45 is beautiful. Much better than this. I'm a rip this one. You see this? It's gonna have a new one after I'm done with it. Um, oh my gosh. Had high hopes on Gucci Guilty Elixir, but it was a huge disappointment. Nothing really good since Gucci Absolute. 100%. Um, Gucci Oud Intense is the best Gucci that's been made over the last like probably 10 years in my opinion. Gucci Oud Intense is is probably the best fragrance Gucci has ever made in a designer package for sure. My opinion. Okay. Ba-da-da-da-da. Thank you so much, guys. S to the O. Hope you're great, bro. Will Baker, thank you so much for coming through. Hope you're blessed, my man. Lamal Elixir is a 5 out of 5 for those who don't care about smelling unique. It's a very derivative of many designers that have come before it, but it's objectively nice smelling. 100%. Will, I agree with you 100%. My mind and your mind are aligned on that scent. It smells very attractive, but it just for people who are a little bit more advanced in their fragrance experience, this is just not going to work for them. But if you're starting out, if you're getting into fragrance, I think that's a I think I would start with a scent like this over a lot of other fragrances. So, you know, it's all about context and about like nuance, you know. Everything is contextualized and nuanced. Oh gosh. But for me and my taste, and for a lot of you, that would just not work, you know? But anyway, guys, thank you so much again for coming through. I really am grateful. Can't wait to see you all next week in Bergdorf Goodman, live at Bergdorf Goodman. The new talking, well, thank you guys for coming through. Can't wait to see you next week on Talking Fragrances live here at Bergdorf Goodman. And I'll see you then. Hopefully, you'll all come through again. And have a great night. I'm that clone guy E. This is Simply Put Sense, and I am simply OUT. Peace.